Dinosaur Adventure Land in Lenox, Alabama, November 1st, 2023. Brother, they said there was no audio of the first minute of yesterday's. Did you?
Yes, sir.
It's fixed?
Yeah.
So this is working.
First minute, but from then on, it's good.
This is working now?
This is perfect.
Oh, perfect's a strong word. Okay. And that's quite a Hawaiian shirt. Look at that. Man. Fibonacci sequence, the golden mean ratio, and all that stuff. Wow. Anyway, tonight, Whack an Atheist. We're going to do Richard Dawkins for a few minutes, and if there's time, a little bit more of Atheist Junior. What can we say? Okay. We're the folks where God gets the glory for his creation. Come on down, visit. We're on Rumble, Odyssey, and Genesis Baptist Church on YouTube, a whole bunch of places on Dr.Dino.com. Let's see. 24,000 subscribers now, going up. You had 240, and they took us down. So help us out. Everybody subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell them where we are, Genesis Baptist Church. The Bible said, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. If you're deceived, if you don't think there's a God, I'm sorry. You've been deceived. There's a God, and he's going to be your judge one day. We're straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles in the itty-bitty town of Lenox, Alabama, where God gets the glory instead of the stupid evolution religion. 140 acres, 17 lakes, great place to come. Brother Meister, how long you been here now? 4 months or 5 months? What do you think? It's almost magic here, isn't it? Just like God's in it, you know. Amen. Great place to come for your honeymoon. That was a couple of weeks ago, Jude and Kate. Hundreds of science lessons and spiritual lessons. We just want to use the nature that God made to draw people to the Lord, like Jesus did. Consider the lilies, consider the sparrows, consider the ravens, or Solomon, consider the ant. You look at things and say, wow, that's pretty cool. God must have designed that. Okay, tonight, Richard Dawkins. Next week, Jeannie Scott, unless we change our mind. You know, Hamas did a surprise attack on Israel, killed men, women, and children. And then Israel responds. What would you expect them to do? And Hamas is in there hiding behind the citizens. So when Israel bombs a building, oh, you killed citizens. Well, they told you they're going to do it, and they told you to send the citizens out of there, and the Hamas guys won't let them go. And you want to blame Israel for that? Morons. Gee whiz, morons. Okay. Atheists attack Christians. Christians respond. 336 debates. Got another one tomorrow night against the lawyer who calls himself Mr. Anderson, Matthew Farrell. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So, Mr. Dawkins sitting in the red chair at CNN, the Communist News Network, fielding questions. Let's see, is it right here? Yeah, look at that. Let's listen to Mr. Dawkins here for a minute.
I think we should look at...
Whatever you did, undo it. What happened? I'm going back to the beginning. There.
Just if you look at the history of art and so on. But I don't think that religion has anything useful to teach us.
Religion has nothing useful to teach us. You know, love thy neighbor as thyself. Nothing to teach us. Okay. I don't think evolution has anything to teach us either, Mr. Dawkins. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. The Communist News Network, the red chair.
One of the main reasons why people are religious is because they're persuaded by the apparent design of living things. And that's completely destroyed by Darwin, if you like.
You think the design of living things was destroyed by Darwin. Mr. Dawkins, could you explain how that evolved by chance? I've given you 4 now, animals in my Making Babies series. Why don't you take the lead, Mr. Dawkins, and explain each one scientifically how that evolved their method of making babies? Give me a step-by-step evolution of how this happened. You don't think there's any designer behind it? Okay, show me the science. Come on now, I'm challenging you. I'll debate you any day, okay? And anybody else you know. Take you all on. I'm just sick and tired of them teaching this evolution, which has nothing to do with science and nothing to help society. It's a useless, dangerous theory. My video number 5, The Dangers of Evolution, in my series. Get the whole thing for $50. Watch video 5, The Dangers of Evolution. That's what you got to watch. It's not only dumb, retarded religion, it's dangerous. Let's let him talk some more here. How do I get the start button over here? Okay.
You read any book by a biologist about evolution, it's hard to see how you could fail to be persuaded of it. The evidence is...
It's hard to see how you could be persuaded by design in nature. You are insane, sir.
I think we should look at the history of religion and be fascinated by it, just as we look at the history of art and so on. but I don't think that religion has anything useful to teach us.
I'm sorry you feel that way, sir.
One of the main reasons why people are religious is because they're persuaded by the apparent design of living things, and that's completely described by Darwin. If you actually read any book by a biologist about evolution, it's hard to see how you could fail to be persuaded of it. The evidence is just absolutely packed. There's no doubt about it. It's not a controversial issue. It's
not controversial to you. You like it. You've sold yourself on it. I understand. To the Muslims, there's nothing controversial about it. Islam is true. To the communists, there's nothing controversial about it. Communism's true. To the Nazis, nothing controversial about it. Nazism's true. People convince themselves of some of the dumbest things. You've convinced yourself of the dumbest thing, that you came from a rock. Oh, I got to back up one here and go get that again. Oh, brother, let me.
By it, just if you look at the history of art and so on. But I don't think that religion has anything useful to teach us. One of the main reasons why people are religious is because they're persuaded by the apparent design of living things, and that's completely described by Darwin. If you actually read any book by a biologist about evolution, it's hard to see how you could fail to be persuaded of it. The evidence is just absolutely packed. There's no doubt about it. It's not a controversial issue. It's completely certain. It's as certain as the fact that the Earth and the other planets orbit the sun. More than 40% of the American population, if opinion polls are to be believed, think that the world is less than 10,000 years old. And that's a shocking figure.
It's shocking to me that a large percentage of Americans believe they came from a rock and are related to a potato. That's shocking to me. Got to start over every time. Let me go up here. Okay. We did the red chair. Red chair. There we go. Let's let him talk here.
By the apparent design of living things, and that's complete. By a biologist about evolution, it's hard to. It's just absolutely packed. There's no doubt about it. It's not a controversial issue. It's completely certain. It's as certain as the fact that the Earth and the other planets orbit the sun. More than 40% of the American population, if opinion polls are to be believed, think that the world is less than 10,000 years old, and that's a shocking figure. It shows deep, profound ignorance. It sounds very laudable to teach the controversy, to teach both theories, but there aren't.
I don't say we should teach both. We should stop lying to the students. Get my video number 4, Lies in the Textbooks. Mr. Dawkins, you are still teaching today that the embryo has gill slits in the mother, and embryology is evidence for evolution, when that was proven wrong in 1874. Teach the controversy. Just quit lying to the students, and there won't be any evidence for your theory. Stop telling them the layers of the earth are different ages. Are the layers of these different layers of sand in here, are they different ages? No. They're all in the box at the same time. If the top layer is younger and your stupid geologic column, where did it come from? Outer space? Why don't you guys ever answer that simple question? Moving it from here to here, when it was laid down, it doesn't change the age of it. Where did the dirt come from? You guys just don't get it. I feel sorry for you. That's profound ignorance.
Two theories. There's only one theory around. There's only one game in town as far as serious science is concerned. Of course, we've got negative.
There's only one serious game in town, one theory, evolution, as far as serious scientists. So if you don't believe like him, you're not a serious scientist. Okay, why don't you come debate me, Mr. Dawkins? Show me the best evidence you've got for evolution. I challenge you. Show me the best evidence. Your channel, my channel, standing for truth. Come on. No, man, I did it again, brother. How do I get this? There we go.
The evidence is just absolutely packed. The Earth and the other planets, and population, if opinion polls, a shocking figure. It shows deep, profound ignorance. It sounds very laudable to teach the controversy, to teach both theories, but there aren't two theories. There's only one theory around. There's only one game in town as far as serious science is concerned. Of course, you've got negative reactions from creationists, but who cares about creationists? They don't know anything.
They don't, okay, well, if I'm that stupid, come on, show the world how dumb I am. I challenge you to a debate, okay? Show the world. No. Creationists don't know anything.
I think it was my father who first introduced me to Darwinian evolution. I was immensely moved by it, and it did start a roller coaster in a way, and then I started to become really quite anti-religious after that. I went through a sort of middle ground of what you might call deism. I think I gave up Christianity before I finally gave up the idea of a sort of creative designer of some kind. Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. Before that...
You really believe that? Sir, you're insane. Darwin did not prove anything of the kind. He studied 14 kinds of finches on the different islands and concluded they had a common ancestor called a finch. Then he wildly extrapolated that to say, wow, finches are related to potatoes. Darwin didn't. Intellectually stupid is what made you guys. You're retarded to believe that dumb theory of Darwin.
You could be an atheist, Hume was, for example, but it was quite difficult because you had no good explanation for why living things look so well designed. Darwin provided that. There are other reasons for being religious, like moral reasons, or people sometimes feel they have a personal relationship with God or with Jesus or with Muhammad or whatever it is. And that kind of reason for being religious would not in itself be undermined by Darwinism, but it's quite wrong to believe that science reduces humanity, that science somehow gives you a bleak, cold, empty, barren view of the universe and of life. Quite the contrary. Science is enriching and fulfilling. What's going to happen when I die? If I met God, in the unlikely event after I died, I think the first thing I'd say is, well, which one are you? Are you Zeus? Are you Thor? Are you Baal? Are you Mithras? Are you Yahweh? Which God are you? And why did you take such great pains to conceal yourself and to hide away from us?
Why did you take such great pains to hide? Why did God hide himself? There are 225 varieties of peafowl, divided up into 3 species. They might have had a common ancestor called peafowl. Okay, we typically peacock and peahen. Okay, you really think nobody designed this? God is hiding himself? Have you ever looked through a microscope at any living thing? Just look at a fingernail under the microscope. Study how it grows. I'll tell you what, why don't you study some of the 40 different animals I've covered so far in my Making Babies series and tell me, why did God hide himself? We know how this evolved. It just happened by chance. Nobody made it. Nobody made that. The closer you look, the more amazing it is. Why did God hide himself? Why did you become such a moron to believe it happened by chance? What happened, Richard? Your daddy introduced you to Darwin? Shame on him. I'm sorry for you. I'll pray for you. I'd like to win you to Christ, okay? You're going to die one day. Then what? I can tell you what the book says will happen. Maybe you're not interested. Okay. Atheist Junior. Unlocked. Great thumbnail. What do you think? I preached some time ago on Philippians chapter 1. He said, many of the brethren, waxing confident by my bonds, are more bold to speak the word without fear. Paul said, I went to jail and it made a lot of Christians more bold. Yay, okay. Some preach Christ of envy and strife, some of goodwill. The one preached Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. What then? Notwithstanding every way, whether in pretense or truth, Christ is preached, and I therein do rejoice. So I mentioned, hey, the atheists are playing my videos on their channel. Yay. Okay. So let me get to Atheist Junior here, right there. And let's see what he's got to say. His whole channel, can you go search real quick? How many of his videos are about me? He's got like 8,000 subscribers, and it's only because he attacks me. And nearly all of his channel is about Kent Hovind. I made you famous, didn't I, AJ? Yeah. How many? Kent Hovind, shorts.
34, 44, 50, 60.
All of them?
In playlists.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I go through and count it.
Wow. He's got me and a whole bunch of them. Ha! Okay. All right, let's go here. Let him talk for a minute. Right there.
The Hovind hate live stream. Now, the title of this video comes from Kent Hovind, his new video today, where it's titled Philippians 1, even bad publicity is good publicity. And in that video, Kent basically goes through and shows all the anti-Hovind websites, all the atheist channels who have posted videos exposing Kent for lying, responding and debunking his anti-science,
Wait. I'm not anti-science. Evolution is not part of science. Evolution is a religion you have thoroughly mixed in with your science. That's all. Nothing scientific about evolution. Nobody ever sees a cow produce a non-cow. Never. I'm not against science.
evolution arguments, his straw man arguments, exposing his domestic abuse.
Wait. Domestic abuse. Did you listen to the video and audio we put up about a week ago?
Yeah.
I have never hurt a woman, never hit a woman, never body slammed anybody. Listen to the video. Listen to the audio. She was the aggressor. She was attacking me. It goes to trial next month, and it should be all overturned and over with. Are you going to apologize then? They like to pick on the fact that my wife left me. Well, and they say Hovind on his fourth wife. How many men or women have you slept with, AJ? Or dogs? Huh? Or cows? Come on now. Racism? Why do you guys put that in there? What are they doing? Joe, you watch the video. What? Racist? Who's the racist? Show me specifically where. You are lying, okay, son? Lying.
Misogyny. Or just all of the above.
You just don't like me, do you? Hate Hovind. That's okay. I'm glad, because you like other men. Mm-hmm, yeah.
And he goes through and he shows lots of different channels, including yours truly. Of course, I get a mention. I'd be offended if I didn't, obviously.
I'll be glad to mention. Anytime you make a fool of yourself, I can't do it that often. Every once in a while, I'll just pick on one, okay?
But I watched the video, and as I watched it, although I guess I attempted to watch it because the video and audio quality is so bad, it's near unwatchable.
Better than having content that's so bad it's unwatchable like yours.
However, the important claims that Kent makes, I'll make sure that you guys hear them, and I'll translate. Basically, the audio is bad, it cuts out, the video is just awful, but I can hear enough, basically. So as I watched the video, as I went on, I got more and more angry.
Oh.
Basically. I love all the people in the chat. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. It's going to be interesting. But anyway, so Kent kept referring to these videos. He would say, "Oh, Professor Dave, he's got Hovind hate videos, or Simon Dan, or of course, my channel is nothing but Hovind hate videos."
Is that true, AJ? Count up yourself. Does he have anything on there besides me?
Maybe a couple Zelda things. Still chasing Zelda.
Velvet.
Zelda.
Oh, is it chasing Zelda? Is he one of those guys chases Zelda around?
Yeah,
Of course, yeah. What else is there to life? Yeah, play video games all day, right?
So I thought I would title the stream that, because why not? If he's going to accuse us of that, then hey.
Admit
Yeah,
it. Hate Hovind.
so I guess I won't spoil it. So let's just get into the video. I edited out I just chopped off the whole beginning section because I don't care about that Bible study crap. I wanted to get to
I'm sure you don't yet. You will one day.
the part where he starts talking about atheist channels, because I'm not going to make my audience sit through listening to more Kent Hovind than is absolutely necessary.
Your whole channel is all Kent Hovind. AJ, thank you for sharing my videos with your other fellow followers who believe they came from a rock. Thank you. They're getting some truth in there. Maybe they're going to get converted. What would you do then? Whoa.
I'm not going to waste their time or disrespect them like that. And Kent spends about 22 minutes doing this, so yeah, let's get into it. It's gonna be fun, maybe.
Indeed preach Christ of envy and strife. He said, some people are out there teaching about Jesus because they're envious. They're trying to make it worse for me. The one preached Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. They're out there talking about Jesus, hoping it gets Paul in more trouble. There are people like that. There are people who claim to be Christian who hate other Christians.
I'm like Jesus. I'm basically just like Jesus, and Jesus was persecuted, and he was crucified, and the atheists, they want to crucify Hovind, nail him to the cross. Hovind.
Did you see the guy this morning at the store with me when he went to get claims he's a Christian? I walk in, oh brother, here's Kent Hovind.
Why do you think that is, Kent?
That's a fair question. I think it's because my ex-wife is spreading all kinds of rumors, stopping strangers all over the place, trying to destroy my reputation in fear of what's coming up with the trial. Because she's thinking, man, if my lie gets exposed and he sues me for slander when this is over with, he can take everything I've got. Yeah, you're right.
Do you think it is that you have that reputation? And you say that the guy claims to be a Christian. Are Christians not allowed to have opinions about other Christians?
Are Christians allowed in their biology class to have other opinions about evolution being stupid? Are they allowed to, say, hey, teacher, this is not true. The earth is not billions of years old. Are Christians allowed in universities to have a different opinion than what the textbook says, AJ?
They don't like them, or they think, I disapprove of what this person is doing? Just because people are Christian doesn't mean they have to support somebody who has been convicted of domestic abuse.
There you go again. They're desperate, aren't they?
Yeah.
Listen to the audio of her screaming, cursing, yelling, trying to grab my phone. I did nothing but defend my property and protect myself and the ministry reputation. It's a good thing I recorded it, isn't it? Can you imagine if I had not? In most states, boy, if there's domestic argument, the woman is right, the man has to prove himself innocent. I had to record. My attorney told me to. I was kind to her the whole time, offered to help her up twice. Domestic abuse. You're an idiot, AJ. Idiot.
Or who's friends with people like Jim Bob Duggar or Chris Jones.
Friends with Bim. So what difference does it make who my friends are? Who are you friends with? Are the people that get their body in contact with someone else's fecal matter? Is that who you're friends with?
Are you so entitled that you think, oh, every Christian should just automatically like me because I'm Kent Hovind, and I mean, sure. Have you seen my seminars? 18 hours, $50 for the whole thing, and now we're offering a tablet with my videos and slides on only $400, just in time for Christmas. Christmas ripoff.
I can tell you a long story about that, but I won't, okay? I'd like to win him back over. Okay, let's see. But the other of love, knowing the set for the defense of the gospel. Some preach Christ of contention. Kent Hovind is in prison. This guy did a YouTube about, I'm glad he's in jail. Keep Kent.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think when people...
Okay, now, AJ, let's say this. if you go to hell, I will not be rejoicing.
Make crimes that are very, very bad and they're destructive to people's families. When people force their...
What crimes did I commit destructive to anybody's family, AJ? I've never done anything to hurt anybody's family. I've taught everybody should obey the law. Everybody should obey God's law. I'm trying to turn the world back to follow God's law. What's destructive about that? You're trying to teach them all they're an animal. There's no such thing as right and wrong.
Wife to make structured withdrawals 45 times.
There were not structured withdrawals. Have you seen Kent Hovind is innocent.net? There was never any crime. None. Watch it. You probably don't want to know the truth. You've already decided. You like the verdict, yeah. Just because a verdict is given doesn't mean it's true. How many people through history innocent people have been convicted and sentenced? I mean, didn't they pass laws in the South that you could own slaves? That make it true? That's what the law says. You guys are complete idiots.
In a row. I think that person should, oftentimes be taken out of society. Now, not always. I certainly don't agree.
Well, and God said anybody that has contact with another man in a sexual way should be executed. That's what God said, to stop diseases from spreading around. That's what God said, AJ. Read about it. Yeah.
Agree with a lot of what the American justice system does, the prison system. Obviously, we have far too many people in prison, far too many nonviolent drug offenders, and
nonviolent. Why do you just drug offenders? Just nonviolent crimes. Period. See, in the Bible, you fine them, beat them, or kill them. No prisons. Should we do that? Certain offenses, you get pay a fine. Other offenses, you get a beating, 18 lashes or something. Others, you get executed. No prisons needed. I did a book on that called, here we go, The Kennel. Let me get that down here. Tell you what, send Joseph your address, and he will send you my book, The Kennel, my opinion of the justice system and about prisons. I would close it down if I were king. Go to Joseph, is tech support at drdino.com. Send him your address. We'll send you a book, AJ. Okay, let's finish up here.
A huge percentage of them are African American people who are, unfairly
I'll let that one go.
Targeted for these things. So obviously, and I agree with Kent here.
AJ, could it be that I was unfairly targeted by the U.S. Attorney, John David Roy Atchison, who spent 5 years investigating, trying to find something on Kent Hovind? Like you watch my video trying to find something on Kent Hovind. You mean John David Roy Atchison, the U.S. Attorney in Pensacola, that after he put me in prison, seized the church property down there, and then flew to Detroit to have sex with a 5-year-old and got off the plane with Vaseline and an Explorer doll, and they arrested him, put him in prison, and he hung himself? Is that the one you're talking about? There's some research there, AJ.
Went to jail and got out. He realized that, the prison system is actually bad, and I agree with him. But Kent, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, my man.
It's going to be the same thing with God when you face him Judgment Day, AJ. You don't want his forgiveness. You don't want his redemption. You don't want his salvation. Okay. You're going to do the time. When in prison, sign this petition to keep him in. People did that, okay? Creation Fraud News. Kent Hovind arrested on domestic violence. Okay, let's see.
That happened. Are you kidding?
Jesus was crucified too. He did nothing wrong. A bunch of Jews were killed in Nazi Germany. 6 million of them. Had to be guilty of something, didn't they, AJ? Yeah, had to be, yeah.
To deny that happened? I know that you have, but you did get arrested, Kent. I know you say, I was just there to get my new license plates. That's all. And they just fingerprinted me and they didn't handcuff me.
That's exactly what happened. They knew there was nothing going on here. They knew Cindy was insane. And they said, look, we got a warrant here. We have to get your fingerprints. So I just walked over, got my fingerprints, and went home. That's what happened, AJ. Why, don't you like that?
I didn't get bailed out.
That's correct.
Last time that I talked about this on the court stream, I showed the bail bond document with your signature. So
and how much money was it? 0.
You did get arrested for that, and you're also found guilty of domestic violence, of slamming Cindy.
Okay, so AJ, right now, when this, next month, when the trial comes up, if I'm found innocent, are you going to do a retraction or just move to something else? Come on now. What are you going to do?
That did happen. Mark Stody was there, basically. He heard it happen. He heard you do it.
He heard her screaming and he heard her slamming the chairs down. He did not hear me do anything to her.
Okay.
Some YouTube channels are devoted to hate Hovind. They suppose it makes things hard on me. Actually, it gets the gospel out further. It does. All their atheist viewers are thinking, Ken Hovind, who's that? Let me Google this, check it out. Yeah, it works out great. Let's see. Professor Dave, 2.8 views.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Ken. So by your same logic, when you do whack and atheist videos and you show the clips from the atheist video, isn't that exposing your audience to atheism?
Oh, yeah, and they laugh at you. They are laughing at you, AJ. I'm exposing them all right. They're saying, wow, that guy's a moron. Yeah, I'm trying to reach him anyway.
I guess that's why you barely show any footage from videos when you do the whack and atheist.
Showed quite a bit of yours here tonight, aren't I? I showed the whole Dawkins video, the whole thing, all 3.5 minutes, whatever, from the communist red chair. What do you mean I just show part of the video? Come on, AJ, you're the one picks clips out of mine. Go through your channel and see. Can you do a quick count there, Joseph? How many videos does he have? Is it over 100 about me?
Yeah, I think so. You're good to go.
We're good to go? Okay.
Atheist videos. I mean, sometimes he does, like with the Professor Dave one, he showed his whole intro of that debate where he calls him a used car salesman and a greased up pig and a lying scumbag. This guy lies for money and all this stuff. Like, geez, Ken. Well, by your same logic, I mean, you're exposing your audience to atheists and atheist rhetoric or content. So,
how many of those never would have heard about the gospel or the creation message had Professor Dave not done that? Nearly. Oh, rabbit trail. There's a squirrel. That coffee cup I just drank from there on the video was my Dr. Kent the Science Gent. Got broken. If anybody makes coffee cups, I'd like another cool Dr. Kent the Science Gent coffee cup. I might want to make two. Might get them broken.
He's got 57.
800,000. Got how many?
57 in a playlist.
57 anti-Kent Hovind videos.
In a playlist.
What else is his channel about? What good does he do besides tear me down? Does he build anything?
I couldn't tell you. I don't believe so. Like, if you just scroll through this,
He's
it's all you.
he's consumed, aren't you? He likes it when I blow him a kiss, don't you? Okay, AJ. People ask me all the time, how do you start a ministry? Very simple. You start a fight. If a fight breaks out in the hallway in a public school, you're in public school, fight breaks out in the hallway, somebody hollers, fight, fight. What's the next thing that happens?
they start doing the Macarena. Macarena Hovind.
Everybody comes to watch.
Oh, I thought.
No, you didn't. You don't ever use the word thought when you're referring to yourself, okay?
That makes more sense.
I moved to Pensacola, January 1989. Newspaper art.
Literally, no one cares. Nobody cares.
You're playing it for everybody. I care. You must care. You follow everything I do. You're worried about me eating bacon. Do you see the comment on one of his channels? Ken Hovind, the guy that was here the other day, took the tour. Actually, he was sent here to spy on us. He did something on Facebook. What was his name? James something.
Yes.
And said he had a great time. But he said, Ken Hovind eats bacon. I'm not Jewish. The Jews don't eat it. That leaves more for me. I mean, what's wrong with that? Come on. Oh.
It's about your life story, bro. Just get to the atheist stuff, okay? No one cares.
Article came out, Pensacola News Journal, that said, dinosaurs found in Montana from 80 million years ago. I was just going to work at the cabinet shop and put my wife through college and get her music degree. That's all. So I wrote.
Do you mean your ex-wife, Joe Hovind? Your ex-wife?
My first letter to the editor. See, they love to pick on this marriage. I've never left a woman, never hurt a woman in my life. I'd like to ask them, before you start asking about my love life, how many women or men did you have before you got married or even married? How many different animals have you had sex with?
So you had never written any letters before,
Listen to me. I had never written a letter to the editor. I'm going to go back and play it again. You don't seem to get it. What are we on? 10:48. Let's see. Go back 10, 15 seconds here. Now listen, AJ, don't twist my words. From 80 million years ago. I was just going to work at the cabinet shop and put my wife through college and get her music degree. That's all. So I wrote.
Do you mean your ex-wife, Joe Hovind, your ex-wife?
My first letter. She left me. Never.
So you had never written any letters before? Like, you didn't know how to write the alphabet? Like, oh, A, B, Hovind, shit. Oh.
Do you understand how stupid you are, AJ? Listen, I said I'd never written a letter to the editor. My mommy was a kindergarten teacher, taught me to read and write early in life before most of the other kids did. And I'll tell you what, I'll debate you again. You think I'm stupid? Call 855 BIG-DINO extension 4. Tell Joseph, I want to debate Hovind again. Come on, you keyboard coward.
Now I know my ABCs. Hovind goes to jail for free.
I said, these dinosaur bones they found are from one that drowned in. The world is not millions of years old. Dinosaurs always lived with man. Fossils don't form unless they're buried quickly.
So you knew all of these things about these bones. You knew more about these bones than the paleontologists who figured out where to dig, dug up these bones, and physically worked with these fossils. Because again, fossils aren't bones, they're permineralized concretions within a rock matrix. The bone matter is gone. That's organic matter replaced by minerals, okay? Fossils aren't bones in the dirt. But, so you just read about these boners in the newspaper and you knew all of this stuff? Okay. And we have our first super chat from Valkyrie.
To answer your question, yes, I'm smarter than all those guys on this topic. Bones in the dirt, all you know is they died. You cannot prove they had any children, can you? Can you prove they had children that were different? No. Your evolution theory is based upon imagination. You have to imagine these critters could do something that no critter today can do, produce other than their kind. It's all imagination. It's a religion.
For $1.99, it says, thanks for all you do, AJ. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for watching and thank you for supporting the company.
You gave $1.99? Wow. Congratulations, AJ. Go spend it on a Coke.
Okay.
So you need to correct the record. Your article said these dinosaur bones are 80 million years ago. That's not correct. They're about 4,500 years ago. And
you have no authority to tell them to correct anything.
You're spending your whole channel trying to correct me, AJ. You have no authority to try to correct me on anything. How's that?
When did you study paleontology? When did you study anything about bones? When did you study taphonomy or geology?
I don't think you know what all I've studied. I've read thousands of books in my lifetime. Why don't you debate me if you think I'm stupid? Come on. You did once. What happened? I'll go easy on you. Use the rubber ball bat.
What makes you qualify to say, hey, actually those bones that I've never seen, that are not bones, they're fossils, actually.
What makes you qualified to pick on the Bible you've probably never read? What makes you qualified to claim what I believe and what I do and worry about whether I eat bacon on my sandwich or not? Where'd you get qualified for that, AJ? How far did you go through school? Oh, there.
Actually, they're this old. Okay. What gives you that authority?
Published my letter and started a war in That is what started this ministry. That letter to the FBI. That is just simply a fact, AJ. That's what started. You know what started your ministry? Ministry, nothing. You know what started your channel? Picking on Kent Hovind. You're riding on my coattails, aren't you, son? Tell you what, start a new channel. Don't use your name and start teaching on science and see how many views you get and how many people you watch you. If you didn't have my name attached, you'd be nothing. You know why? Because you are nothing without me. Okay. Anyway, that's all I can stand to that. Any questions or comments, brother?
Yes, sir.
Let's go here. If heaven is a place where there can be no sin, how is it possible to have a war? Well, that was the war at the beginning. It's not possible now. Satan's been kicked out. But in the beginning, God created the devil and the angels. He became the devil. He was the light bearer. Lucifer, the light bearer. He chose to rebel. His heart was lifted up with pride because of his wisdom, his strength, his power. You can read all about it in Ezekiel 28 and Isaiah 14. So God had to give freedom of choice. But apparently, he just gave it to the angels one time. Which you want to go with him or go with me? And a third of them went with Satan. And that's one-time choice. Now, you got freedom of choice also. You want to serve God? Great. You don't want to? Okay. So they had freedom of choice, but I think that's a one-time event, and then now it's not possible. Okay, that's just my theory on that. All right, go ahead. Can't you misrepresent evolution as random? The process of mutation, which generates variation. What's the difference between variation and random? Crybaby. Look at your sentence. Look at your sentence. Random, variation is random, but selection is non-random. Right. The strongest generally survive, not always. Okay. Oh, put it back up. I missed it there, brother. Let's see. Selection is non-random, favoring variants that are able to survive and reproduce. I agree. Natural selection works. All it does is select. Doesn't create anything. Artificial selection works. Farmers can artificially select which cows breed to make another cow. They can't change the cow to a frog or a bird. They can just get a bigger cow, a smaller cow, more milk, more beef, stand the heat better, long hair, long tail, big horns. You know, they can select. There's 450 breeds of cows. They've selected a lot. All they end up with every time is a cow. Every time. Crybaby. Do you believe you're related to a cow? We can add you to my chart. Okay, next one. Let's see. Which sun was used to determine the length of the day before they were created? Oh, God determined the length of a day. He don't need the sun for that. God made it. We're the ones that need a time schedule. You need to rest so many hours. I mean, what if the days were 7 days long and then it finally got dark? What if you had to work straight for 168 hours? No, he made man and he made the time. God's not limited by our clock. There's no watches in heaven. God created the day. And then he made the sun later purposely so we would know not to worship the sun. But some cultures do it anyway. Some people even call themselves the sun god, Ra. Ooh, yeah. Hi. Hey, Dr. Kent, what do you think? The serpent appeared to Eve as a brilliant being or in the form of a snake? Well, he had arms and legs when he appeared to Eve because it doesn't do it's not a curse to crawl on your belly if you're already crawling on your belly. So he apparently had arms and legs or something, maybe wings, maybe all six, I don't know. So I don't know what he looked like. It says he was beautiful. Read Ezekiel 28 and Isaiah 14. You can read all about him before the fall. And he was created. He's one of the created beings. So he was created probably day 1 or day 2. The Bible doesn't tell us. But we know on day 3, when God made the sun, it says the angels rejoiced when they saw God begin to create things on the earth. So they had to be made on day 1 or day 2. I cover all that on my video number 7, the fall of heaven, fall of Lucifer from heaven. And in my book, What on Earth is About to Happen for Heaven's Sake, I cover all that kind of stuff about the fall of Lucifer and how it ties into the end times. Okay. You think the serpent appeared? Okay, I did that one. Atheist Junior believes Captain Kirk will join forces with the Klingons and take over the Earth. He plays a lot of video games. Probably going to be Zelda take over the Earth.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen Zelda. What is Zelda? A woman, a man, a cow, or what? What?
Princess Zelda. A princess?
A princess? Is she good or bad?
She's the good. She gets kidnapped, I think.
I don't know. It's one of the top video games. They said, I Googled what's the most popular video games. Up in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So,
I play video games like that.
I don't know anything about it. Don't want to learn. Okay, I got intelligent things to do with my time. Good evening, Dr. Dino. I always believe you have to have blind faith to be a Christian. Thanks for helping me see it's all fact. Helped me tremendously. I've been passing it on. Good, Hunter. I'm in favor of faith, but if I'd like to know, as much as I can, some things we can't know. Nobody knows what gravity is. Nobody knows what it is. To call it the attraction of masses and the inverse square law, I understand all that. I taught physical science, but what is it? Nobody knows what light is. Give me a jar of light. We know what it does. We use it all the time. You can reflect it, refract it, bend it, diffuse it. But what is it? I mean, give me a jar of it. So I like faith, but I want to learn. If it's possible to learn, I want to learn it. I like learning lots of things. Love learning. Okay? Next question. Mick, is once saved, always saved just an excuse to sin? No. I was my dad's son by birth. I knew I was a Hovind. I tried to behave to please my father, but I knew if I didn't behave, he would punish me. I never, ever thought he would kill me or throw me out of the family. It's not an option. Once you're God's child, you're God's child. He may spank you. He may actually take you to heaven early. 1 Corinthians 5, that happened to a guy in 1 John 5. So you can sin to the point where God says, that's it, you're an embarrassment to my family, come home to heaven. But he promised he would save you. God would be a liar if he didn't save you after you ask him to save you. Yes, salvation is eternal. I've said hundreds of times, if you could lose it, everybody would lose it every day. I can't lose my salvation. It doesn't make me want to go sin. It makes me want to praise God and serve. I've been doing it 55 years, almost, in February. I think a pretty good track record, and I've all that time have believed I can't lose my salvation. It didn't make me want to go out and sin. So if you want to go out and sin, you didn't get what I got. Okay. All right, good question. Alex, last night, the altar prayer at DIO was great. Hoping Kent will incorporate more of them into the daily videos. Rejoice all you do and appreciate all the efforts. Well, thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. And you ought to make your own private altar someplace in the backyard or out in the woods or in your bedroom, where you get down on your knees every once in a while and say, Lord, I want to set apart myself for you. I give myself to you again, Lord. We do that, but we keep taking it back. Kind of like renewing your vows to your spouse. That's a wonderful thing to do. Have another ceremony. Today's my 777th anniversary. 777 days. We celebrate every day. Hey, guess what? 778. Whoa, anniversary. Yeah, never mind. Okay, Vinny, let me come be your tech guy, brother. I don't know. Do you want Vinny to come be our tech guy? Vinny, contact Joseph. Maybe you can help with some tech projects. We always got that. Whack an atheist. Gashmu, an atheist. That's true. Gashmu saith it. Got to be true. Okay, next question.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Okay. Thank you so much. Join us tomorrow for the debate. It'll be here and on Standing for Truth with the lawyer again, Michael Farrell, Matthew Farrell, who calls himself. AJ asked him, or somebody asked him, what's your name? He said, Mr. Anderson. Well, that's a lie. Don't lie. Come on. I'm Kent Hovind. All right. See you tomorrow.